me invite everyone. If you're on the recording, just bear with me a minute. Okay. So this is a little later. Today I had to register my car and got it done. But as much as Mexico has a lot on the US, the DMV situation, registering your car, is the same. It's just a long process. So the cool thing though is you don't need residency or citizenship to register a car here in Mexico. You can come here as a tourist, buy a car, and easily register it. So then you can drive it all over wherever you want. Don't know yet how it's going to look like crossing the borders. Mostly probably just crossing the border to Guatemala, but feeling good. Okay, yeah. I'm going to start with a guided meditation. I know most people watching this are going to see this on the recording. I'm going to go ahead and guide it. So we'll see as people hop on. May have to mute them. Sometimes they don't mute themselves. So it's really important to this visualization. I know I've done it in others. I'm just going to walk through it as well. It's a good like centering meditation. I've been on the go. And so this will bring me back to center as well so that we can move forward with this call. And what I'm going to do, go ahead and sit comfortably. First thing is to get conscious of your breath always. Whenever I start to work with energy, which is what we're doing, is we're creating energetic cords and connections to source. By creating these energetic connections, these energetic anchors to source, to all of creation, we're going to be more inspired. We're going to be more stable. I'm going to tag everyone in the alerts, but not everyone has. Okay, cool. Now we actually tagged them. But anyways, this visualization helps us to basically connect to source and feel more inspired, feel more stable. And it's, as meditation does, it brings us to a moment. I personally don't like to do just sitting meditation, thinking about nothing. I like to direct my mind somewhere. So minimum, guided meditation can be good, guiding yourself, but actually putting your focus towards something. Regular meditation is fine if you're looking to quiet your mind. But once your mind is quiet, then, you want to direct that focus. Your focus is a superpower. Where focus goes, energy flows. Just by thinking about something, you send energy. And so I like to put my focus into something, into creating something, into bringing energy into myself, creativity, having a conversation, whatever. And meditation is just like, don't use energy at all. So, okay. What I'm going to do, of course, as always, getting conscious of the breath, making sure I'm taking the deep, abundant belly breaths, right? Deep into my belly. That's abundance. Filling my belly first, chest second, into my throat, and then all the way out. The key to abundance is to align with it. It's a frequency. So by taking abundant breaths, that alone is aligning our frequency. Our breath affects our heart rate. Our heart rate is what puts our frequency out. Beat, boom, 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 every time it's beating, right? And you can see this on what are those heart monitors, right? Where they, right? And so our breath, if we're taking shallow breaths, we're going to have faster heartbeats because it's not getting much oxygen. It's got to try to shove the oxygen through and the nutrients and the chi through our body as fast as it can. Whereas if we're taking deep abundant breaths, we're filling our whole body with this oxygen, nutrients, with this chi, this prana, and it will easier be able to send it out because it has an abundance of it. So when we allow our body to align with abundance of breath will equal to abundance of blood flow. And when that's part of our being, guess what we're going to experience in our outside experience? So abundant breaths, just to emphasize that. Okay, when I feel comfortable paying attention to these breaths, conscious of it, what I'm first going to do is for one whole breath, I'm going to imagine as I breathe in this brilliant bright white light, a spotlight in the sky, a circle. You can think of the sun, but I like to think of a light brighter than the sun, the light that created the sun, the light that gives the sun its inspiration to shine. I like to imagine that light. And so as I breathe in, I imagine that light getting brighter and brighter, brighter in the sky. Then breathe out. And then with the next breath, deep belly breath, I'm going to imagine that brilliant white light coming down through the center of my head all the way to connect to my heart. So as I breathe in, the beam of light shoots down. It's all the way at the top of existence, all the way down into the center of my heart, like a pillar of light, directly shining through me. Now you want to, with your breath, with your next breath, imagine this light growing brighter. And imagine it gaining in size to where it's, even though it connects to your heart center, it's engulfing your whole body, your whole upper body, from your heart upward. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and imagine taking a deep breath. Watch that brilliant white light at the center of your heart. Watch it build and grow like a ball of light, like a sun growing at the center of your heart. Then breathe out anything that doesn't serve you. And then with this next breath, imagine that brilliant white light shooting down through your spine, down through your lower body, through the earth, all the way to the bottom of existence, through all of space, all existence, to the edge of existence below you. And with the next breath, you're going to imagine that beam of light growing brighter and brighter. So now it feels like you have, it should look like, if you're visualizing, you have this big pillar of light going from the top of existence all the way through your head, down to your heart, connecting your heart, going all the way down through your body, through the earth, connecting to the bottom of existence below you. Take one deep breath. Imagine that light growing brighter at the center of your heart. Whether you take belly or mouth breaths or nose breaths, doesn't matter so much, especially when we're moving energy, but that light grows brighter. And then you're going to imagine, after you breathe out, your next breath in, this brilliant white light at the center of your heart shoots out your right shoulder all the way to the end of existence at your right side. With the next breath, you breathe out and imagine as you breathe in the next breath, that light, that pillar of light grows brighter and brighter. And then with your next breath, we're going to do one more here, two more breaths, maybe three. We're going to imagine with your next breath, this light growing brighter and brighter at the center of your chest again. Breathe out anything that doesn't serve you. And then imagine as you breathe in this next light, that brilliant white light shoots out your left shoulder all the way to the end of existence, to your left, connecting. So it looks like you have a big old plus sign of white light going through above and below you and to your right, to your left, right? Now, we're gonna call it here, but one thing that I usually add is I'll do the light going out in front of me and behind me. But what I'm gonna do is take one more breath, imagine this white light growing brighter and brighter, all pillars, these pillars of light. And then bring myself to center. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, open your eyes when you're ready. And this visualization, once again, just takes 2-3 minutes. And you can connect to source in that way. And this is something that I do every single day. There's other practices that I'll share in time. I'm going to have more courses and things available for people in the group. We're actually, you guys are the very present for the early stages. My brand is called the Ascended Trader, and we're going to create a whole certification to become an Ascended Trader. And we have a big project in the background. We're creating a fund whereby a lot will happen actually with the fund. But we're going to have a team of traders, and we're going to choose from that team of traders from these people who have the certification of being an Ascended Trader. There's a lot of things that are involved. You have to go through our intense mindset reprogramming course or reprogramming program. You have to go through obviously the trading thing. You got to be profitable as a trader, all that. But just letting you guys know now, that's coming. Everything we're creating is getting better and better. As we continue on, I know a lot of you, or some of you, hopefully all of you even, are in the Discord group. This is where we have a lot of the activity going on. Right now, obviously, it is mostly focused on trading, and that's the way it's going to go for the moment. We're going to add a lot more later on, but we want to just focus on adding this value here. So if you're not already present and paying attention, definitely should. We got plenty of trades going on. Looks like there was a Forex call today by Amala. We got stock, more index, what do you call stock indexes that Keon's doing, Fibonacci Fox. And then we also have down here Cosmic Warrior Jacob. He's doing a lot of Forex trades as well, but specifically focused on getting people funded in a funded account. So paying attention there. And then, of course, crypto stuff we're posting very consistently every day while the market's kind of moving. So just I'm going to go through crypto today. Going to go through my thoughts. I know a lot of you might be interested, but what I'm getting at though is for consistent updates, just pay attention. We don't have all alerts turned on. The @everyone alert that I did just to tell everyone I was going live. We don't use that for all this stuff. Okay. We don't want to overwhelm everyone with alerts. So a lot of it, if you're in, obviously the calls, the trades and stuff, you got to be in the premium version. So as long as you are, you're going to have to go pay attention to those. You can also subscribe. You can see that we're tagging. We got funded alerts. We got Forex alerts. You can also get the index alerts or even crypto alerts. So you can subscribe to those to specifically get alerts that you want. So you don't have to, maybe you don't care about Forex or maybe you don't care about crypto, right? So we got everything. The intention behind this is to create the greatest wealth and consciousness community in the world. And so that is the focus. And just know that this is part of my life's journey and what this is leading to. So we're going to keep making it better. Like this is my life's path, right? So I'm telling you that because I'm sharing with you my commitment. It would be, to me, to make the best community in the world would mean that I'm feeling like I'm living out part of my calling. It's not my whole calling, right? But part of it. And so I'm going to do everything. I'm committed for the next 30 years at least to make that happen. Okay, guys? So stick around. You guys will be present to see a lot of amazing things. We are already thinking ahead the next 3 to 5 years and what we're going to offer in the group. So you guys being present in the beginning is just super powerful. Those of you that are subscribed to the full version, you're going to keep right now, we charge $51 US a month. That's it for everything we're providing. If you followed even just one of these trades, you would have made that back like 3 times over. Not even with a large account. You could do this with a small trading account. Especially some of the crypto buys that I've talked about, just those alone, you could have doubled or tripled your money and easily paid for this group. But also know that we are going to have higher subscriptions, and probably in a week or so, we're going to be raising this subscription to $66. But if you're subscribed at 51, you will keep that price forever. Your price will never go up as long as you stay subscribed, no matter how much we raise the price, even if it's to $1,000 a month, you will keep that price. Okay. So just so you know, for those of you that are aware, and you might see the announcements of the price raising. Okay, how we feeling, guys? Everyone feeling good? Before I get into charts, I want to open it up. Let me mention to you a couple things that have been present in my space, and I want you guys to all ask questions if you have any, if you're inspired by any, on these topics, on mindset, on subconscious, on energy, because I want to go through those and be present for those. Of course, if anyone has anything. One of the main things I want to go over is, I've known this personally for a while, but I think the world's ready. It's time to share that. If you actually go to my Instagram, I went live a couple days ago. on the Ascended Trader. And what I talked about was the title of it was Intrusive Thoughts. I know some of you may have seen this, some of you maybe not. But what briefly I talked about, here it is. Me and my blue shirt before I shaved my mustache the other day. What I talked about is how intrusive thoughts, most of the time do not come from us. I also talked about how we can and do often tap into other people's energy, the energy of everyone around us. And so I talked about how it's really important to be aware of this energy, to be aware of other people and their energy, and be aware of who we are surrounding ourselves with. Because just being within it's actually 10 feet of someone, but especially within 6 feet, our auras, our energetic bodies are colliding. Colliding is not a good word because we'll say combining, but we're sharing energetic information. And energy is like water. Consciousness is similar to water. We can cultivate it, which makes it easier to cultivate for us. If we reach a higher level of consciousness, once we've seen it, it's hard to close our eyes to that forever. However, if we are around people who are not cultivating consciousness, they will drain our energy. Consciousness is an energy. Consciousness is chi, prana, life force. We take this in with every breath. We take this in with our visualizations. We take this in with life experiences as well. And so it's really important to be around people whom you want to be like, or would like to live like, or you would like to connect with on a higher level. And so how do we know who we hang out with? Well, we got to be who we would want to be, if that makes sense. Be who you would want your friends to be. Start treating yourself as how you would want to be treated. So for me, I don't like waste time so much with small talk and things like that. Not that it's a waste of time. Connecting with people is awesome. However, I'm so focused on my life's vision, my life's purpose, that to me it's the most important thing in the world to me. And so I'm really, my surroundings are only people who are part of that vision, part of that focus. And so, even you guys here, just being present with the live stream, coming here to learn and maybe get some trades, right? Like you guys are part of that journey for me as well. And so this is why, I hold these live streams, because it's the progress of the community that's going to be essential to create these higher visions. But what I'm getting at is you in your life. What I'm talking about is how we tap into other people's energy and how important it is to be present with who we're around. And so one way that we can be present with ourselves is to do an audit of every single person in your life. So every single person that you come into contact, even if it's only one time each year, what you do is you write a list of all the names. It could be your chiropractor, your doctor, whoever, and simply go through every single name, your parents, your siblings, all of it. Write a plus or a minus next to their name to determine whether they add to your life or whether they take away from your life. Now, you can then take action to start to take space from these people are taking from you, or just simply being conscious, just doing this practice, the universe will start to do the work for you. Okay. If you want to take your life to higher levels, then you need to start to surround yourself with people who are also focused on going to higher levels and are not focused on taking from you or taking from others. And so the best way to do this is, always be seeking higher freedom, be seeking self-sustenance, whether that's relying on yourself financially, mentally, spiritually, relying on yourself with your home, not relying on other companies like the electrical company, right, or the water company to take care of you. Like, these are, when you focus on higher freedom for yourself and self-sustenance, you're going to vibrate at that level, that higher frequency, and naturally you're going to, and especially when you start to accept and to say, hey, no, people no longer, actually, when you stop accepting people who take from you in one way or another, energetically, mentally, spiritually, financially, when you start to say, this is, I did this before, but it's no longer serving me, you are telling the universe your frequency and the people who you deserve to be or to have around you. And when you decide like, okay, I'm searching for more, and you live that and you be that, it may be lonely for a little bit. You'll start to see yourself kind of separate from all these people who may have been close to you in the past. But the thing is as you separate from them, what you're doing is you're realigning your frequency, and you're going to start to attract people who are aligned with this new frequency. You have to create space. If you don't have friends around you who support you, or if there's a lot of people around you who take from you, you cannot create space. Or if you don't have space, if you don't create space for people who are give and take, who are equal, right? Yin and yang in your relationship, or who are adding to your life. If you don't have space for them, they're not going to be able to come into your life, right? So you have to create space for them. So energy, I would check this out. There's also, of course, we can tap into other people's thoughts and feelings, and sometimes absorb them, and they feel like our own when they're not. That's what intrusive thoughts are. It's like we think that it's our thought, but it's not. And I talked about the sources. I also talked about in this Instagram live, I talked about how we can protect ourselves from these outside influences, from these outside frequencies. So, but yeah, I want to open it up. Do you have any questions? Do you feel like sometimes you have trouble overthinking? You want to know what that is? It's really powerful, I can tell you. But if no one has that challenge, we don't need to go into it. Or do you have problems sometimes with intrusive thoughts? Or do you feel like no matter what you do, maybe there are people who are draining you energetically and you don't know how to get away from them? Or do you feel like stuck in any way? If you do, ask a question, ask directly. And if you feel inspired to ask a question, you can type it in, or you can unmute yourself, whatever. But other people also would want to hear this, I'm sure. So we're all here connected in this space, and we're all here to grow. Okay. So it's a totally safe space. But yeah, if everyone's feeling good, and you don't have anything, Shani says, feel a lot of these. So we'll go with the stuck part. Is there something, Shani, that let's just talk about it. Let's be direct. Is there something right now that you would like to experience that you're not yet? So whether that be, let's say, feeling like you're surrounded by people who love and support you. Maybe you don't have that, but you want that. Or it could be money. Maybe you don't feel like you're financially stable, but you'd like to be. But Shani, you're pretty financially stable. We can always grow in our stability, of course. But
yeah. Oh,
go ahead.
I guess like I feel like my house is like kind of an overwhelming place sometimes, but it's not at all in a negative way. Like everyone here loves me and it's all good in that way. But like I'm sitting at my computer, like trying to do trades. My cat's over my shoulder meowing at me for 20 minutes straight. And then I go downstairs and I'm like, oh, my dogs need a walk and nobody's walked my dogs. And like I'm in between jobs right now. I have another job starting in like a couple weeks. So it's like too soon for me to get another job in between. So I'm kind of just at home, and then it's like just feeling like, not that it's bad, but it's just a distracting like place, I guess. Just having difficulty focusing leads to a stuck feeling, but like it's getting better and I'm still putting stuff into practice even though it's not easy, you know.
Yes. Okay. So thank you for sharing that. And I want you to know, like, yeah, first of all, especially when you are someone who's sensitive to energy. We've chatted and we've connected personally a few times, and so I know that, and I know probably a lot of people, if not everyone on here, is feeling the same, is sensitive to energy. But just being in your home, even if, of course, you have a good surroundings, everyone loves you. At the same time, all their own personal thoughts of your family, everyone you live with, their personal thoughts, their feelings, all of that is in the air, in the space around you. And so it's good if we can. My girlfriend and I, we've been together for years, and usually we sleep in the same bed, but there are times where we have to calibrate to our own energy. We have to sleep in separate rooms in beds that are like 10 feet apart at least, so that we can calibrate to our own energy. And so if you're, even when you sleep, if you're within 6 to 10 feet, if the next wall over is another person's bedroom and you guys are sleeping in that same space, you're always going to be tapping into their energy. And luckily they're people you know, it's your family, which is good. But the key here is to take time and take space for yourself. Whether that means every once in a while, sometimes I'll also just go get an Airbnb. We kind of live in the jungle, but I'll go get an Airbnb even deeper in the jungle for, you know, 3 nights just to take care of myself. Or you know, to just come back to my own, make sure I'm only from my own frequency. Especially if I feel really distracted with trading or with any of my other things that I'm doing. It's really good if for me, if it goes on for more than a few days in a row where I feel like I just cannot focus no matter what, then I'll force myself to take the space. I also, it's really powerful to have a workspace and keep that separate from, you know, your other, maybe like, okay, sometimes every once in a while I'll play video games, and I think it's important, like really important, to do that in a separate space than where I would be trading and working and focusing. You know, and sometimes here and there we'll watch Netflix, and I like anime because it's so, yeah, anime is dope. I did not like anime until the last like 2-3 years when I really started to like wake up even more spiritually, and now it's just like the coolest. But anyway, same thing there. When I'm watching anime, I'm in chill energy mode, you know, and so I like to do that, you know,
Yeah.
ouch, right? Because we don't want to mix those energies. If that makes sense. But yeah, I don't
Yeah,
hope
that
that
makes
helps.
sense.
Yeah, I
It
also do energy clearings every day. That was all the last thing I was gonna say, but go ahead.
Yeah, it does. And right now, like I'm trading in my room because I have the computer here, but that's fine. And I think the phone, like looking at stuff on the phone is like because it's used for so many different things, but that's all
Yeah.
just, it is what it is.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. What I did, well, two things. What I did is when I was first trading and I was traveling a lot. So when I first started to be profitable, my life was literally, I was on an airplane every 2 weeks going somewhere new for a company where I was doing door-to-door sales for them all over the United States. And while doing that, I was trading as well. And so what helped me to really be able to create that space is I created triggers. So having a space, because we do water, it holds memory, and water is in the air around us. And so if I'm really focused in the same space, like right here, this is my focus space. I can, if I do that a lot every day, I can tap in maybe in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not feeling so motivated. I could just come and sit in this chair and tap into the energy that I had while motivated. And so that's why having a separate space is good, but once again, not necessary. What I did is I created physical triggers for my body. So I have, of course, noise canceling headphones, especially while traveling. And I would have specific playlists. I actually have one playlist I'll share with everyone in the group. It's called Infinite Ambient Mix, and it's just, there's no lyrics to it. And this is a focus ambient mix. I have like 5 or 6 of these that I've listened to them so much while I was focusing that they're now a trigger for me. As soon as I hear the music come on, I'm like, okay, I'm in focus mode. And so that's another really powerful thing we can do. We can create triggers with music. We can do it with smells as well. One powerful thing to do is get some essential oils, and let's say lavender. What you can do is, if it's time to focus, you can, right before, you got to set the habit first. It's not just once I smell lavender, I'm focused. No, you have to be in the focus while you're trading or you're about to trade. When you feel the flow, smell lavender, you know, or orange or whatever you choose. And you do that like 10 to 15 times, you literally can be anywhere and you can just smell lavender and you're like, oh wow, I'm all of a sudden I'm focused. So triggers like this are really powerful. You can tap yourself on the shoulder. That could be a trigger. I have a friend that has a specific necklace, and he says a prayer as he's putting this necklace on, and that's his trigger to. So triggers are another really powerful way. And just giving yourself that space. That's why the noise canceling headphones are really good, something like that, especially if you're around people. As you create that space for yourself, you have to force it at times. You're going to get distractions. To me, the distractions are a test to see how committed are you to stay focused on what you're doing. And when we can push through those, we're saying, no, I am focused, I'm ready. And we create that space, because what happens in our life is, and what happens to us are only things that we allow. And so when we stop allowing things to take our space, I know I have 3 cats, and when they're hungry, they're hungry. But when I'm focused, and that's why I have the noise canceling headphones. And that helps a lot. And they're always taken care of. Our cats are overfed, trust me. So they don't never go without. But anyways, Isaac said, setting boundaries sets your tone. Internal intention guides the flow of the vibration or tone through you to the outer world. What you say and do personally will show itself publicly. Exactly. They're in the practice, the spiritual practice of leaders mentors that I know, mentors of mine, they aren't directly like associated with any organizations, but they've learned a lot from these different secret schools, if you will. And I've just learned a lot from them. And one thing in some of these secret schools, there's this thing that everyone takes called the Great Oath. In this one secret school, or secret school, is called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. They don't exist anymore, to my knowledge. And everyone would take the Great Oath, and the Great Oath was accepting that every single thing in your world is a direct reflection, or direct something for you to pay attention and to focus on, something for you to learn from. Literally, like, basically every single thing that happens is like God speaking to you. Whether you hear music in the background at a restaurant and hear a conversation not too far from you, everything is a reflection of you. And so if you hear something from someone, whether it's directed at you or you hear it and it annoys you, then that shows you maybe that's something that you get to work on. So Isaac, he inspired that. Thanks for sharing. This is the reason why I'm expressing this is because I would see these distractions. I get them too at times, as tests. How committed are you? And what's your why? Is your why to do this, to make this happen, greater than the why you shouldn't, right? The reason I do the things I do is because this is my life's purpose. These are the things that if I ever get to a point where my physical body dies, I could not live with myself with the regret if I didn't go through and create these things that I'm working on, that I'm creating, and that you guys are here part of as well. And so my why is like, it's greater than anything. I was actually saying to someone yesterday that my beloved, beautiful girlfriend, Mia, I love her more than anyone I've ever loved. And I've never felt as loved by someone in my life, even my parents or anything. And I would still choose my life's path over her any day, 1,000,000%. And I love her. But if it was her and my life's creations, I would pick these every day. And so what I'm saying is that's my commitment. So I'm saying this because, in this instant, these little things that can be distracting, especially while you're learning day trading and you want to be a profitable day trader and investor consistently, you don't have a boss telling you, hey, show up at this time. Hey, Cody, pay attention. Hey, you're on your phone. What are you doing? Why are you scrolling Instagram? You should be focused. You got customers, right? These are the things that bosses tell you. When you're trading and investing, welcome to the real world. You don't have a boss. There are benefits and there are catches to it too. The catch is that you don't have a guaranteed pay. The benefits are you are not limited at all. You set what you are worth by the effort and the consciousness you put into it. So your why has to be great. If the why is, this is freedom for me, and better yet, this is freedom for the whole. This is higher freedom for the entire world. If you individually, I'm saying that you guys can say this, if you gain freedom in your life, you're going to help the entire world, because you're going to be vibrating at a higher frequency. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And you raising your frequency raises the average frequency of the entire world, even if it's by a tiny bit. And then, of course, when you start to help other people to do the same, it's a ripple effect. So that why, it's got to be huge. Yes, I remember this, just feeling in a good mood if I get down, but should do it as well for focus. Yes. Have some lavender oil. Mention it in the course. Yes, really good. found the Rosicrucianism. So yeah, Hermeticism, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, it's a lot of Rosicrucian stuff. I don't know, maybe the Rosicrucians still exist, but I think now it's more of all that knowledge is actually available if your consciousness is ready. It used to be where it doesn't matter where your consciousness was, it would be really hard to access it. But now it's publicly available. So as long as you work on yourself, you will see these higher books, these higher teachings, these higher knowings, the things will come to you. And I'm always focused on this, and we're going to be creating a whole, basically, Ascension Academy, if you will, over time. And so this is my focus. So if you guys are coming and you have the right questions, if you want to go to the next level, wherever you are, mentally, spiritually, I have lots of things that I can share, but you got to be at the consciousness to ask the right questions. So Tyler says he's been dealing a little bit of overthinking. As of lately, more money has flown into my life. Taking leave from my job and visiting Guatemala for 2 months, seeing incredible improvements in my trading. But the integration of all this is overwhelming at times. The old program is resistant to this new embodiment of freedom. In specific, I sink back into old coping mechanisms at times. Okay, fair. How do you consistently remain present and genuine to yourself and not avoid repressed emotions which are resurfacing? Do we constantly challenge ourselves in our spiritual practices or try to find compromise with the mind? For example, wanting healthy comfort food or trying to see through the illusion of the mind and just pushing petty desires away. Fair. Well, yeah, we as humans, we want to find the shortcuts, the easiest way to do things. But the growth comes in doing the harder things. It's really easy to sell out on your dreams and go get a job and work at a job the rest of your life, and then retire, hopefully, maybe, if you're lucky, at 65, 70. And then what? Use your walker to go along the beach? Like what? It's pretty lame. So like, to me, but it would be easy. You wouldn't have to ever think twice about, am I going to get a paycheck or no? You just show up to your job, you get paid, and that's it. So once again, this is great. This comes back to what I was saying about the why. It's like the why you're doing it has to be great. Why would you want to? So let's talk about eating unhealthy versus, eating good, eating high vibrational foods versus low vibrational foods. Well, to me, I agree. The comfort food, sometimes, I'm pretty good about what I eat mostly natural. I'm basically all vegan, except I do eat eggs. So like I don't eat cheese, milk, anything like that. And so I don't call myself a vegan. But yeah, what I'm getting at is I eat some potato chips sometimes and they're really good, but because 95% of my diet is high vibration, or like 90% of my diet are fruits and vegetables. Like I know that the 1 or 2 times it's all good. Like it's not a big deal. But when we have eaten mostly crap, it's affecting us negatively over time. Definitely. So the why would we want to eat healthy? Well, this is how the subconscious, how our belief systems work. We have to break them down to the actual center of the belief and see where it comes from and shift that. And so this takes meditation. This takes higher consciousness. This is why cultivating energy is most important. So if you're in my course, I teach patterns, how to directly do this, how to go in deep to the belief systems and reprogram your mind. Like on a deep level, we teach NLP. And so I think, Tyler, you're in the course. And so I would say going through the second section of the subconscious programming practices that I teach there, these are practices you have to do every day, but you do them every day with a journal, at least once a day. Journaling your practice for 90 days straight, your life will change forever. And I talk about how to be aware of your thought patterns, how to shift them and exchange them for empowering ones. But the main thing is the why. Why would we want to eat healthy? Well, to me, life is the greatest gift. Consciousness is amazing. Maybe consciousness is the greatest gift, but I think they go hand in hand. I think consciousness and life are equal, and we can expand our life. We can expand our consciousness. And so to me, if I eat something that is low vibrational, if I eat bad food, I'm living for just now in the moment, right? It's because it's joyful and brings me comfort. But what I realized, what I took the time to do, is I started to think of myself 5 years from now. if I want to be successful, I have to think of a future version of myself always. I like to set up that guy for the best. I want to make sure that he's looking back and thanking me all the time. I don't want to be looking back and like, oh, like Cody, why'd you do that? You know? And so why? Because I want to live a very long time. The longer I live, the more I can create. That's what I'm here to do as a creator being. I'm here to create. And I know that I'm going to create at the highest level if I'm eating high vibrational foods. For me, I can't touch gluten. I know no matter what, if I eat gluten, I will get brain fog, I will get headaches, I will feel anxiety, like anxious. It really messes with me. And so as much as I really love bread, it's the greatest. Bread's so good with everything. I will not eat it because my peace of mind, my creativity, my expansion, my work, my love for myself is so much more important than that one moment of eating the bread. Okay. So for me, then coming back to, let's talk about something big like trading. You know, everyone's here obviously interested in trading and investing. And so if you want to be a successful, profitable trader or investor, you have to put in the work in yourself to be present with your emotions. If you're trading out of emotion, you're going to make mistakes. It's going to suck. So the trade-off is we can go the easy route and not learn how to master our emotions and not learn how to program our subconscious mind, but we're going to be in the same negative place that we are now in 10 years, you know, in 20 years, if we're not putting the work in. Or, right, but the thing is we're giving up. We have to work really hard at it. We have to go deep. We have to cry the tears. We have to feel the emotions that we haven't felt for 10 years, right? We have to go in and do that now, and that's not easy. But I'll tell you what, from experience, that's way easier than going 10 years down in your life regretting not doing it and being in the same exact position. So to me, it's all about perspective. With what you're saying, Tyler, it's like, how do we choose that? It's like, to me, when I lay out the benefits, and I'll do that with trading, like I'll have a little T-chart in my mind. Why should I buy this or why should I sell it? You know, and whichever is larger, I'll make the trade. If they're equal, I won't. I do this the same with life. Okay, I could eat this bread. Let's weigh out the benefits. Well, I'm going to be loving the moment, feeling really good, getting these carbs. Okay, is that worth giving up a whole 1 to 2 days of creativity, of happiness, of focus? To me, no. My time's so valuable. My consciousness is so valuable. And so to me, it's an easy choice, right? And so another thing, last year I spent about $36,000, 35,700 on coaching, on mentors for myself, right? That's not easy. To spend that much money. Like, I think about how much I could have made if that would have gone into Bitcoin and stuff. Actually, though, what it has done for me, it's going to make me millions of dollars, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, because those coaches I hired, the consciousness that they got me to, the shortcuts, the things that I learned about myself, worth every penny, right? And so I'm just explaining something that was also about the money. It's not just about the money, it's the time. It's investing in yourself. So to me, it's way harder to not do the things that set myself up for success in the long run. If we believe that it's harder to work harder to study something, then we're only living for this little joyful moment here. And yes, right, we want to be in the now for sure. But to me, I'm in the now, but also conscious of setting. I know that I'm eternal. And so I am thinking of myself. How can I set myself up for success tomorrow? How can I make myself better? How can I make the next moment even better? And to me, that's way easier than not doing it. You know, my why is really big. Giving into low desires like bad food makes me question my commitment to the spiritual path, but sometimes things are just too intense. And hey, and I want to tell you, bro, it's sometimes you have to chill. So that I went in, but like, look, if you're going hard, you gotta chill sometimes. You can't go 100% all the time. And that's okay, man. Like, spend a week of not doing anything. Go. I'm not saying don't like ever not eat bad. Like I said, I love potato chips sometimes. I don't ever do meat now, because it really takes for me. I've tried it. It just like energetically, it really takes for me. Heavy meat, and I might try again some other time, like a wild animal that was killed recently by a friend who's a hunter, you know, like I might do that. But for me, it's just not worth the trade-off of feeling slow and sluggish, and also feeling more animalistic. When I eat meat, I feel like way more in like the animalistic masculine, and I'm not a big fan of that all the time, you know. being animalistic. But yeah, chill. It's also chill. It is okay to have junk food. It is okay not to work out. But it's like, what do you want, right? It's you choosing what you want, but also realizing it's okay once again to take care of yourself and to chill sometimes. So I didn't expect to go this long into things, but I'm glad we did. Awesome perspective. Thank you for addressing that. Of course, it taught me how to be even more intimate with myself, and deeper intimacy is the most powerful thing in the world. You start to become fearless once you've shifted old BS programming. Thank you so much. Yes, bro, it's not overnight, it's the consistency. The reason why you said that you've been more intimate with yourself, it's because you've been putting the work in, you've been putting the practice in, and that's what it takes, is the consistency in the practice. And what we teach with reprogramming the subconscious mind, it's sometimes the physical act of cultivating energy, but then it's the mental act, the visualizations. And you doing that, anyone doing that, will lead to higher growth. I teach things, of course, from my own experience, but I only teach things that worked for me. I don't teach anything that didn't work for me. There's so many things out there for trading and mindset that I could talk about, but it's like, why if it doesn't work? But yeah, I've learned things from people greater than me and from my experience, and so it's good. It works 100%. So I'm gonna flow into charts in a second, but is there any other questions? I know we went in on anything I was saying. It's okay. I got time today a little bit. Feeling good? Okay. Lake Attila on March 1st through April 25th. Yeah, hit me up. I'm driving there in 6 days. Actually, that's why the live stream today is later, is because I was registering the car so we could insure it and all that. So yeah, I'm making the drive from Mexico to Guatemala. So hit me up. Small chance. I don't know. We might have some space there too, but we'll flow. Yeah, we're chilling. How you guys feeling? Feeling good? You don't have to respond. No response is telling me you feel good. So yes, moving there. Moving to the lake. For however long. No plans to leave. I already have some friends there. We're gonna, yeah, we're looking at land and community and all that. So been in Mexico for 3.5 years. It's been wonderful. If you've never lived in another country, I think Mexico, if you're from the US or Canada, I think Mexico, honestly, most places, Mexico is one of the easiest to come to and to live a good life and to test it out. So I would recommend doing it. Be a digital nomad, 100%. Come to Mexico first and then explore outwardly. Thailand's good also. I've been there. Bali's really good. I haven't been to Bali, but I hear it's really good. And yeah, similar to other things. So okay, no questions, no anything. Well, I'm gonna go through charts. I'm gonna focus on crypto. I'll talk about Vietnam though. I see Tyler just asked about Vietnam. I love Vietnam. Absolutely. I rode motorcycle through Vietnam. The energy there in the cities ain't the best. Wasn't my favorite. I mean, you could tell it's a communist country. You can tell that basically China, they do what China wants them to do, which is fine. And yeah, but for traveling, beautiful. If you get the chance, if you don't know how to ride motorcycles, rent a motorcycle and go through Vietnam that way. That's what I did, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was amazing, that experience. So, but overall, like living, I would choose Thailand over Vietnam for sure. You know what's cool? What's different is you hear about the Vietnam War in the U.S. and it's like one vibration, and then you go there and they're just like, they literally see the Americans, which I see is like, we were here chilling in our own country and they just came. Because literally the Americans, what was happening is they were trying to overthrow the government. They were trying to take control. And they couldn't make it happen. And so it's crazy to see how many people, you see that actually how many Vietnamese died. A lot of Americans died, way more Vietnamese died. And, we were the invaders to them. And so I got to see a lot of that history. And it's really enlightening because the way it's portrayed in the US is bad. But basically the way they portray it in Vietnam is like, yeah, those Americans, they're assholes. They try to like take over and kill all our people, but we forgive them. It's like, dang, I felt it's kind of sketched out, like, dang, trying to hide my American passport, like I don't, but I didn't feel bad at all, anything. It was on my own thoughts. Everything was fine. But yeah, it was a perspective change for sure. So yeah, traveling's great. Traveling's very good. So let's talk about Bitcoin really quick. I'm probably only gonna. We went pretty long into stuff, which was good. It was necessary. So thanks for contributing, guys. Inspiring that. I'm gonna mainly focus on crypto in these charts because I think it's really important to be invested into crypto long term. Short term, I wouldn't buy a lot now. It's yes and no. If you don't have any crypto, like make sure you have some. Period. But know very well that even though it's gone up recently, you guys may have seen, may have seen me posting in the group or seen in other places. It's very possible for us to go down another 50% from here. I still see some people who I trust, who I know and trust, who say that they could, that like they're, it's pretty possible. And some say even probable that Bitcoin will go to 10K. I also see others saying like there's no way. I'm very much so just watching in the moment. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, crypto's going. I'm gonna be like, hey, neutral, let's look at both sides so we can make an educated decision. And so I actually took some profit on some long-term buys today. I was about 50% exposed of all my money ready, to invest in crypto. I had 50% of it in crypto. Now I'm probably back down. I'm like 25% now. So those are long-term buys. And just because I want to have more ammo just in case it does go lower. So at this point, I'm waiting for a dip. The dip could just be down. I have a first level here, 21,500 on Bitcoin. Now I'm saying mostly I'm going to focus on Bitcoin because all of crypto is going to follow Bitcoin right now. Okay. So just know that. So it's pointless to go and check a 50 different cryptos. And I say all, I'm going to say 90%, 95%. Well, that's some good water. So I'm mostly going to focus on this, but two reasons. We have what was resistance back here, and we also have this 200 period moving average. I don't use the 200 moving average. I have a lot of extra stuff in my chart, mostly just because I was talking to a friend and he was talking about different things he looks at. But here's what I see. We have a big resistance level. Let me draw it as a line. And I'm just looking at different support and resistance, different areas that the price actually bounced. But we can see very clearly a level here at 25,250 where it was support. And then it showed up as resistance. And we can go back even further. And we can even see in the upward movement in 2020 that we kind of stopped. We paused at this level. So the way I see it is until we break above that, we're still technically in bearish territory. I have this arrow drawn because I think it will go up to these highs. However, it very well could be more like, this. It could come down first before we go up. All in all, once again, as I say, and I'm going to repeat, Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million plus over, the next 10 years. I think Bitcoin probably by 2030 would be at $1 million. It could be longer. That's kind of what I think though. And in the long run, buying here at 22,000 is a good look. But if you're a trader and you want to see more profits kind of over the next 3 to 6 months or a year, it would be, it's good to just pay attention to watch the markets. So anyways, we are seeing some bearish price action. We see some wicks up here. We see some larger bearish candles. And it looks like, we've attempted now to push up multiple times and we just haven't been able to. So it seems like we're going to need to go back and get some rocket fuel before we can go higher. If I were to guesstimate, I think that a big crash will happen, but I think that things will pump beforehand. And so this is why I think, both the stock market and crypto will go up a lot probably over the next 4 months to 1 year time frame, or 4 months to 2 years time frame. And then I could foresee a big crash after that to really try to force people. A lot of the banks and stuff are going to try to force people to adopt their system. I believe that what will happen is there's a big crash that will happen after a big pump here. And I think this big pump is going to be to liquidate people, to basically extract all the money out that they can. And those at the top that are selling early and helping to pump the markets, they're going to make a lot of money. And then there's going to be this probably potentially a financial crash where the way out of it, I believe they're going to come out and offer a universal basic income. And that's how they're going to get people to subscribe to that system. It's going to be basically, we have current capitalism. This is going to be like quantum capitalism. And so they're going to have the government currencies and stuff. So, my intentions are to contribute to, and also they already exist, the systems that are of freedom, that serve the all. So these systems that are going to offer universal basic income and things, a lot of the, especially by governments, it's going to be to keep people in a lower state. It's already hard enough to really, in this world, it's not as free, in the US at least. There's not as much opportunity now. There was, but now with all the laws and taxes and everything, opportunities are really, it is harder to do really well in the United States. And so the universal basic income, in my opinion, will do stuff like that to make it a little harder. This is just a prediction. Universal basic income is going to be something that exists. It's going to have to, for them to compete with these other crypto systems, because it's, in a way, you can earn money by playing games on crypto. It's like, so they're gonna have to compete with that. And yeah, so free money is going to be a big way that they do that. So we can, as long as we pay attention, we can profit a lot from this next pump that could lead to a big recession after that. But I also think that at that time, there's really, we're already in this place where economies are going to start to split. Right now, Bitcoin does follow a lot of the stock market, but every day people are realizing what it means, what cryptocurrency means, what blockchain really stands for, and that it stands for freedom. And so every day we have new people who are contributing and acting and building on the system. So there will be a time. Right now, actually, this is part of why I'm going to Guatemala, is because I can live off of Bitcoin. I don't have to have bank accounts in Guatemala. I can buy my groceries, I can buy my eggs, my land. I can buy all that in crypto, in Bitcoin in Guatemala. So Vato's heading out. Good. Thanks for your energy, Vato. Good to see you on, brother. But anyway, so as people are standing for freedom, still with crypto and consistently, that community is going to grow. So just a decision you can make. So there's going to be two worlds that live side by side. There's going to be a sovereign world and those that are not sovereign, those that are relying on other systems. And it's going to get a lot harder to escape the system as time goes on. So let's do it now. Yeah. Okay, so that's my spiel on crypto right now. Basically, to summarize, since I've already moved on from the chart, is I would wait. If you don't have any crypto, make sure you have a little bit. But wait, there's probably going to be a dip that comes, and I'm expecting 21,500, maybe 19,500. If we break 19,000, then I believe we'll probably go to 12,000. So I will keep you guys up to date with everything that I'm doing. Not telling you what to do with your money, telling you what I'm doing with mine. And I've been in crypto since 2016. I've been trading. I've been a profitable trader now for, oh man, I've been trading for 7 years. I've been profitable for just over 4. About 4 years, just over. So I just share what I do, and it works for me really well. Not always right, but I'm right more than I'm wrong. Let me just check a couple Forex charts to see if there's anything going off here. See if I can see any potential trades. I'm just going to scan. I have to go on to some other things. So I'm not going to take too long here. Okay, Euro USD. I spotted a potential buy. It still looks pretty good, honestly. Looks like we formed this bottom pattern. If we go to weekly doesn't look so good. Daily chart looks like we're bouncing. We're getting a doji, and we got a few hours left. But the way this candle's printing so far, we haven't had continuation to the downside. So to me, it looks very much so like we could bounce. Probably just to come up and retest this yellow line to go further. So this could be a good buy. Just paying very close attention to the weekly chart, that this is an area where it seems, the last weekly candle, it definitely wants to reverse and come down more. But also, noticing that the area where it's bouncing a little bit, where I think it could go up, is right towards the beginning of this really strong bullish candle. This strong bullish candle is a strong statement. And so the fact that the wick came down pretty close and has since bounced tells us that there's still a lot of people buying in that area, a lot of people pushing the price up in that area. So if I go down to the lower time frames, this is kind of what the chart looks like. And I might want to wait for a little bit more confirmation. On the 4 hour, I don't really see it yet. 1 hour, it totally looks like this could be the entry, and you could have your stop loss pretty tight here based off the 1 hour. I still, though, would want a little bit more confirmation, so I'm going to go to the 15-minute. And it's not really looking the best, and here's why. Because when we're looking for buys, we want to show price action is able to stay above this orange line here, right? This is a moving average, a 20-period moving average. And every chart I go to, it's on the 15-minute, we're kind of above it and staying above it, but it's been really easy for us to poke down below again. On the 1 hour, we are below it. We went down below, touched the bottom Bollinger Band. This would be a strong bounce if we were able to continue above, but we're not. We keep touching this red line and we're not bouncing upward. And then on the 4 hour here as well, we're not able to break above that, at least at the moment. I think it could happen, but to me, I would wait on this trade a little bit to see some more confirmation. But it looks pretty good. So your ESD, watch that for a buy over the next day or two. If you know what you're doing in charts, this is a good one to watch. Let's see. GBP/USD is a very similar chart. So I'll go to gold here. Okay, gold, I drew an arrow thinking that we were saying that we were going to dip. We have started that process. And I had this green box. I don't know if we'll come all the way down to the green box, but so far it's playing out very nicely. I think that minimum, I want to have it see this blue line, which is about 1815, this area here, because we saw previous resistance here, previous resistance, support. We just barely touched this line, and we're like, why would we not? If you guys know charts, you'd be like, why are you not thinking that it could bounce here? Well, because we now have 2 daily candles in a row, and they're pretty weak saw. So we're on the third one, and this one's pretty weak as well. So like, look how large this bearish candle is versus how small these bullish ones are. Yes, they are hammers so far, and those are reversal candles. But usually after one hammer, you should get some kind of continuation, especially after 2. If you're not getting some kind of like stronger candle, then it could be a dud. So, it's really easy for us to go down, but it's been kind of harder for it to go up. So I'm watching here. It definitely could, but to me, this is not a good zone to buy. We have areas of resistance pretty close. So to me, maybe until we break above this blue line, above 1900, I would look to buy again, unless we come down lower. Then I'll look for buys. Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel pretty good there on charts. Heck yeah. Heck is I was on, maybe had to leave. But yeah, thank you. You already left, so it doesn't matter if I say thank you. Maybe you'll watch the recording. But appreciate you. Do you guys have any questions about charts right now? I think I'm coming to an end of, unless I have questions. If you guys feed me some energy of questions, that'll keep me going. But otherwise, if you feel good, we went over a lot today, a lot of consciousness stuff, briefly over charts. I was expecting to go over charts a lot longer, but that's okay. So I go with the flow. I'm here to serve. Oh, the phone died. That's why the music stopped. No questions? Okay. All good. Okay, well, stay tuned then to the group. This has been a good stream. I may be skipping next week's live stream just because I'll be on the road probably. But the week after, I'll make it up to you guys. If I can. I like to be consistent for myself. So if I can, I'll find some internet, some hotel, and at least for 30 minutes. But anyway, okay. Well, otherwise, you've got all the other live streams and everyone posting there. Pay attention to the group for the recordings. It's all there. I'm going to post this one after it uploads. So appreciate you all. Appreciate your energy. Appreciate the love. Sending all the love all the time. Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.